Okay, Josh, here's the explanation to that problem. So you have this function, negative 2x squared minus x plus 2 on the interval 1 to 3. Now the mean value theorem says that there exists a point C such that the derivative of the function at C is equal to the average rate of change of a function, f of b minus f of a all over b minus a. So for this problem, the derivative of the function is negative 4x minus 1, okay, is set equal to the slope of that function. So we would have, I can't do this in my head, so I'm going to have to write out my work, minus 3 plus 2, okay, and then we're going to subtract it from 1 with the value of x is 1, and then that's all over 3 minus 1, okay? So notice I have in here, I have x, it could be c, it doesn't really matter, so to make it the better grammar here, let me change that. So now it's, there we go. So we want to find the value c, which sets the derivative equal to the average rate of change. So now we have to simplify this, and let's see. So 3 squared is 9, times negative 2 is negative 18, minus 3 is negative 21, plus 2 is negative 19, and then 1, negative 2, minus 1 is negative 3, plus 2 is negative 1, so minus a negative 1, all over 2. So negative 19 plus 1 is negative 18 over 2, which equals negative 9. So now I add 1, so I get negative 4c equals, oh dear, this is not coming out to what you had. Darn it. Okay, Josh, here's the answer to the problem you sent me. So you're given the function negative 2x squared minus x plus 2 on the interval 1, 3. And we need to use the mean value theorem. Well, the mean value theorem states that there is a point C such that the derivative at that point will be equal to the slope of a given interval. So my given interval here is f of 3 minus f of 1 all over 3 minus 1. So the instantaneous rate is equal to the average rate of change somewhere in this function. So that's what we need to find out, is where will this happen. So I find the derivative, it's negative 4x minus 1, and somewhere the derivative will be equal to the average rate of change. So then if I substitute 3 into the function, we would have negative 2 times 3 squared minus 3 plus 2, and then subtract that from negative 2 times 1 squared minus 1 plus 2 all over 2. Okay, so now we should be able to simplify. 9 times negative 2 is negative 18, minus 3 is negative 21, plus 2 is negative 19, minus negative 2 minus 1 is negative 3, plus 2 is negative 1, subtract a negative 1, plus 1, all over 2. So basically it's negative 18 over 2, so it's negative 9. So negative 4x minus 1 equals negative 9. So we add 1, negative 4x equals negative 8, and therefore x equals 2, which was D. So at 2, the instantaneous rate is equal to the average rate of change between x is 3 and x is 1. Hope that helped. Hey Josh, here's an explanation of that mean value theorem problem. Basically, you need to know that the mean value theorem states that there exists a point C such that the derivative at that point is equal to the slope, the rate of change, on a given interval. So the given interval here is 1 to 3. So the slope would be f of 3 minus f of 1 all over 3 minus 1. So we're saying the instantaneous rate is equal to the average rate of change. And we want to know, when does that happen? Okay? So now at this point it's substituting and finding values. So the derivative of the function is negative 4x minus 1. So notice I could call this negative 4c minus 1 and solve for c, but I'm going to solve for x, okay? And now I substitute 3 into the function, negative 2 times a quantity 3 squared minus 3 plus 2, and then I'm going to substitute 1 into the function, squared minus 1 plus 2, and then that's all over 2. Okay, and when I do that, I believe, let's see, 9 to negative 18 minus 3 is negative 21, plus 2 is a negative 19, and then negative 2 minus 1 is negative 3, plus 2 is negative 1, minus negative 1, plus 1. Now hopefully I didn't make a mistake on doing that. So I end up with what? Negative 18 over 2, so that's negative 9, is equal to negative 4x minus 1. Now I continue solving for that value when this instantaneous rate is equal to the average rate of change. And so then I'm going to get the solution is 2. So at 2, the instantaneous rate is equal to the average rate of change on the interval 1 to 3.